Lessons from the Prodigal Son for those who feel lost. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to find your way back when all the maps have been torn apart? Take a moment and reflect with me. That feeling of being completely lost, as if you were walking through a maze with no exit. Today, I want to talk with you about a story that has transcended centuries and yet seems to have been written for each of us in our loneliest moments. The parable of the prodigal son isn't just an ancient narrative. It's a mirror where many of us can see ourselves reflected today. Perhaps you're watching this video because something inside you resonates with the word lost. Don't worry, you're not alone on this journey. And more importantly, there is a way back. The decision to leave. Imagine that young man from the parable, restless and eager to experience the world. He didn't just ask for his inheritance in advance, something unthinkable in that culture, but essentially told his father, "I prefer your money to your love. I prefer your inheritance to your presence." Pause for a moment and ask yourself, how many times have we chosen the immediate instead of the eternal? How many times have we traded deep relationships for fleeting satisfaction? It's not so different from what we do today, when we replace meaningful conversations with superficial interactions, trade purpose for momentary pleasure, abandon values for temporary acceptance. The truth is that all of us, at some point, have strayed from where we should be, whether from an important relationship, from our values, or from our faith. The first step for any journey of transformation is recognizing where we are. Rock bottom. And when he had spent everything, a severe famine arose in that country, and he began to be in need. This part of the story always deeply touches me. Notice that the text doesn't just say that the son spent all his money, it also mentions that a famine came. Sometimes it's precisely the circumstances beyond our control that awaken us. Perhaps you're facing your own rock bottom right now. A relationship that has fallen apart, a career that has lost its meaning, addictions that promised freedom but brought imprisonment, financial decisions that are now taking their toll. Look at your hands for a moment. These same hands that may have destroyed something important can be the same ones to rebuild your path. The most transformative moment in the story isn't when the son loses everything, it's when he comes to himself. This expression in the original Greek literally means to return to oneself. What a powerful reminder that often we lose ourselves before we lose God. The journey back. I will arise and go to my father. These simple words contain a profound truth about new beginnings. Notice that before any external change, there was an internal decision. The son didn't just feel remorse, he made a concrete decision. Think about this. While the son was still far away, the father was already running toward him. This is perhaps the most powerful image in the parable. A father who doesn't wait with folded arms, but who runs, breaking all cultural protocols, moved by a love that overcomes any disappointment. What does this story teach us about our own paths back? The return begins with brutal honesty with yourself. We cannot change the past, but we can take the next step. The path back often requires humility. Grace meets us long before we arrive. Home. He transformative encounter. But the father said to his servants, "Bring quickly the best robe, and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and shoes on his feet." Notice the powerful symbols of this moment. The best robe, restoration of dignity. The ring, symbol of authority and family belonging. The shoes, mark of a son, slaves went barefoot. The feast, public celebration of his return. The father didn't just forgive in silence, he restored publicly. What a powerful image of what can happen when we decide to return to the arms of those who truly love us. Conclusion. This parable reminds us that being lost is not a permanent state. It's just part of the journey. Perhaps you identify with the prodigal son today. Perhaps your choices have taken you far from everything that matters. Or maybe you're, like the older brother, physically present but emotionally distant, fulfilling obligations but not experiencing joy. Close your eyes for a moment and allow yourself to imagine. What if today were the day of your return? What if today you decided to take the first step toward home? Remember, the father in the parable represents our Heavenly Father, who not only waits patiently but runs eagerly to meet us. You don't need to fix everything before coming back. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to take the first step. The way back is closer than you imagine, and the welcome feast is already being prepared. If this content has touched your heart in some way, share it with someone who might need to hear that there is always a way back home. See you in the next video, and remember, it's never too late for a new beginning.